So I fled LA after being raped and sodomized and tortured probably over 1,000 times in combination of what happened in Hawaii. Um, they were sex trafficking me in my house. Um, Anyhow, I fled and I went and picked up an RV, and the guy that sold me the RV for a very tidy sum of money. Um, wouldn't let me get a hold of it for a number of days. And that was exactly what I didn't want to happen, because I knew that he would let them get a hold of it. And that's what happened. There was isoflurane going through the vents, just like on my rental. And they broke the kitchen, the bathroom, the headlights that were working suddenly didn't work. And he spent 4 days repairing it and getting it ready for me. Getting it ready, i.e., being able to put poison toxic substances inside the venting system somehow and preventing me from being able to live in it. Um, Went back, picked up my pets, jammed off, went up the coast, spent God, it's all such a haze. I just remember parking outside of a fire department in Fresno, and they came in there, and I was assaulted. And the owner of the property that I was sleeping in, and it must have been down in the 40s that night, no heater, because the guy purposely screwed me over for the syndicate guys, cartel, whatever the fuck they are now. And in the morning time, he asked me where I was from. I didn't actually say anything. I'm getting less and less, trying to be less and less friendly. And so the guy said to me, "Oh, Hawaii to California, that's a long way." Even though I hadn't said I was from Hawaii, and I definitely don't look like I'm from Hawaii, and nothing on my new RV says I'm from Hawaii. Nothing I was wearing said I was from Hawaii. Nothing I said I was from Hawaii. So, yeah, that's what sex traffickers and people who rape and sodomize and torture can do. That's how many connections they have. So he said I could park again there, but I didn't think I'd do that. Plus, that was pretty much beginning of the end for Kitty. He almost died after that. He kind of stopped eating, and the amount of gas, which causes, anesthesia causes hypothermia. And then in combination with us being in 40 degrees inside the bus, was a bad combo for him. So anyways, so I fled and went to San Francisco and went to go see my brother's ex. Well, actually, I didn't. I was going to go back up and try to get that guy to fix stuff, which was stupid. Just desperate. Planned on, being there and saying, "Oh, you can't, have the RV to yourself without me there." He would have never done it. They would have just fucked with it more. So, anyhow, I ended up staying with her. She listened to the whole story and saw firsthand them following me around when she was with me and freaked her out. I stayed in a hotel room right next door to her property, and I was actually wearing a adult diaper because I guess there were a couple days that she didn't get a hold of me, and this has happened before. I actually got my period, which has been an unexplained absence except for I have an explanation that she's doing some sort of torture to my uterus, and that's why I don't get my period. Um, but she didn't get a hold of me, and this is what happened once before, at least once or twice before, when she didn't get a hold of me, and I was able to stay away from her, that I immediately got my period. So, but I woke up in the hotel room, and despite wearing an incomplete adult diaper, which I had bought from being in the RV, because I'm like drinking tons of coffees and then trying to drive, and it's just impossible. I have no bathroom on the RV. It's impossible to get to a bathroom in time, and since I don't have a washer and dryer, pretty embarrassing. But anyhow, I woke up with blood all over the sheets, and like many women have when they leak and stuff, and I immediately was like, oh shit, and went to the bathroom. But yeah, it hadn't leaked through my diaper. Hadn't leaked through my pants. Didn't have anything on those, on the outside of anything. So, clear sign that I had been assaulted, most likely raped, in that hotel room. Because there was no other way that that blood would get there unless someone pulled down my pants, pulled off that diaper, and was messing around with me inside there. Then I stayed at her house the next night, and because she was out of town, and I don't know what happened. A couple of hours of sleep, but sedation more than likely. I heard her upstairs in my brother's ex-girlfriend's attic, crawling around up there. She loves attics. Yeah. So then I had to take my cat to the emergency vet because he hadn't eaten in a couple days and he was dying. And after that, I tried to find a hotel room for us to stay in, despite the fact that I kind of was like, of course, then I'll be raped. But my cat needed a break, but I actually couldn't find one, so I drove for over 20 something hours straight. Tried to just get up closer and closer to where I want to be, and ended up in Northern California, and that's where I am now. I got a place because at some point I just couldn't drive anymore. I was really tired, and I've been in this cabin. This will be my third night here, I believe. And yeah, there's isoflurane coming through the vents or something. And this is small. This is a very, very small town. And they knew very well when I pulled up to the Safeway, there was a homeless guy standing right there. And he was just looking at me like he wanted to kill me. He was pacing back and forth. He clearly was anticipating my arrival. My Airbnb, trying to get to the Airbnb as fast as I could and book it as fast as I could. They immediately got on my phone and started messing with it. And every time I tried to put in my numbers to verify my account, it would put in different numbers than I was actually typing, and then it locked me out. I actually called Airbnb and had them help me to do it. So I was able to book it, but it probably took me over an hour. And then because my vehicle is pretty slow and I had to go get supplies first because I wasn't sure about like stores being nearby, I didn't really check. But it took me a while to get here. Clearly, when I pulled up, the people who worked here had already heard about me and that I was coming. And I guess they just agreed to participate in this because my cat feels super. He was doing better, but he does not feel good now. And it's always a telltale sign. The eyes start getting blurry, and Miho gets red around his nose. That's an irritation from the chemical. It irritates the skin. Vita's been having diarrhea, and yeah. So that's the plan for them tonight, is to rape and sodomize me and torture me in this cabin. And the people that own this facility are aware of that. And they're obviously okay with this happening. Um, Maybe they don't know exactly what these people do, but again, you have to just be thoughtful of why they have to be in my house, why they have to be in, but then, you know, not when I'm awake. And so this is the world we live in. And I posted a comment on that guy that does the, like, you know, he was talking about Michael Miskey, some former cop from Honolulu. Yeah, apparently he has no interest, like, in real crime and real circumstance. Like, yeah, Michael Miskey's real, but this is actually an ongoing situation, where he could do something about it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch his stuff. I just came across him and looking at the Miskey stuff because these type of people are Miskey's type of people. I'm sure Miskey would have done this. I'm just so surprised that not one of his guys that got busted knew about the situation that was happening to me in Hawaii, because that's pretty unusual to be able to just be giving out a woman's private parts for play while she's unconscious in $1 million neighborhood. It's just not. Hawaii's small. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised the feds haven't done anything. Again, I'm 100% sure that they know. Oh, yeah. And then the LAPD people actually had a mental health person call me up to try to continue to narrate this dialogue of I'm crazy and it's not weird or anything, that Detective Briscoe with the Van Nuys Los Angeles Police Department refused me the ability to get a rape kit, and instead spent, these guys spent over about 3.5 hours, 4 to 5 police officers, detectives yelling at me, demeaning me, making fun of me, talking to me in a vulgar way about being assaulted, uh, that was normal, and that I didn't, that I don't get to have a rape kit. Despite the fact that babies get raped, elderly people get raped, crazy people get raped. So even if you were to be able to say that, which you have no proof of at all, um, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that I can't get raped, and you have no right to refuse me the right to a rape kit. So they decided to go that route and just create this dialogue. And they had this woman call me up, and at first I was super pissed. And then I called her back, and I'm like, maybe you should spend your time. I mean, a lot of the world seems to acknowledge now the corruption in the police department in the United States, and we've seen enough videos of murders. We've seen enough of them get arrested for crimes that we know that they're not fallible, like unfallible people. So, you know, it really shouldn't be a stretch. I said maybe you should spend some time giving them mental health services because they do need it. If you're going to take Detective Briscoe is going to take a paycheck every whatever, every week, every 2 weeks for a job to protect the citizens against rapists and child molesters and all those type of people, then the fact that he's helping people that are sex traffickers and rapists, that's a sad thing for him, and there must be something mentally wrong with him. So I think I'm going to stick to the true dialogue, which is that, because who does that? But anyhow, here I am in a beautiful cabin in a really small town in Northern California, and yeah. Oh, okay, that was my battery saver. So yeah, that's that. And I had some guy come up and approach me, and I don't know. I have no idea if that was them, if it was not, but yeah. It's too bad. It's too bad. Towns like this, ooh, it's not good. The bad thing about having me come and stay here and then them choosing their side over justice and um, being able to choose not, how about just not being a rapist, choose that side, is the fact that now the neighborhood criminals will become aware of this methodology of using gas to anesthetize and then be able to assault people. And I'm guessing that'll happen here. So, lip still hasn't healed from the constant gas that was being put on. First, it cracked and then it bled. Just because if you keep putting anesthetic on someone's face, then yeah, bad stuff happens. So I can tell the animals, Kitty can't get settled. The dogs are just bleh and red and bothered. So it's coming through the vents of the heating system, and I'm guessing when I decided to take the dogs out today that they were pretty busy. I was followed there by a Native American look like couple, and then some Howley like kind of scuzzy looking people, and yeah, that was my norm. So had a really good witness though, my brother's girlfriend, who ex-girlfriend, who, you know, they a guy, a Hawaiian guy in a truck followed us up a footpath. He couldn't have made it more obvious. It's literally like a path that like you can just drive around on a different street, but he obviously didn't know that, or he wanted to make a statement. I'm not really sure, but just the look that he gave me and her was enough for her. And she was like, "Yep, I know you're telling the truth. I saw what happened today." So there you go. So proof, people know, doesn't really matter. This crazy bitch can't stop wanting to rape me because she's insane. And she's got all these friends to help her. So, COVID, that's the danger. Yeah, it is actually pretty, it's getting kind of scary actually. But, people like this chick are way scarier than COVID. Way scarier. Because she's super fucking mental. And that's it.